Well, we met with agents, and we're still trying to staff our team, see if we can add to our catching and the outfield. And also, we met with some teams on some trade possibilities. There's a lot of interest in the pitchers in our bullpen, and we're exploring that interest with several teams.
Given how good your bullpen is, would it be hard to part with some of those pitchers?
Well, absolutely. I mean, look at what Zach Britton did last year. I mean, he had a terrific year, and Darren O'Day's had several good years, and then we saw Michael Gibbons emerge, and then, of course, Brad Brock made the All-Star team, and Donnie Hart came up and did a good job. So we want the bullpen to remain strong, but there's a lot of interest given how the bullpens were utilized in the playoffs and how Chapman pitched the Cubs to the promised land and how great Andrew Miller pitched for Cleveland. Clubs are putting a lot of value on the closers. And then you look at the contract that Melanson got, 4 years, over $60 million. So teams are really putting a lot of emphasis and value on the bullpens. And, fortunately, the Orioles have a strong bullpen, and it's been strong for a couple of years.
You're looking for an outfielder, but you also said earlier this offseason that a leadoff hitter's in the mix. How does all that play out when you're looking for players and talking trades and possible free agent signings?
Well, we've got to try to find a solution that improve our outfield defense, and then we're also cognizant of the fact that we got to do a better job getting on base. We have all this power, which slugged the league-leading home runs for the Orioles. But I don't think we really leveraged the value of that power because we didn't have a little bit better on base capability. So if we can get a little better on base capability, we can score a few more runs when those guys hit the ball out of the ballpark. It's not going to solo shot. We're going to have a couple of guys on base. And, so we have to weigh all those things. But we're working on each one day at a time, and I'm sure we'll add a piece here and a piece there and have our team ready to go.
Trey Mancini was impressive in September. Did you see enough in September to say that you might feel comfortable? You would feel comfortable with him being a DH when the season starts? What does he have to do? Give us a scouting report on him.
Well, that's interesting. Mancini had a great September. He had a couple home runs, drove in some runs, and did a really good job for the club. Harry Dalton told me a long time ago, don't put too much stock in those September evaluations or the spring training evaluations. But having said that, if you look in the book, Trey Mancini won the Eastern League batting title a year ago, and he's had 3 really good years since he signed. He uses the whole field, which is one of the keys to having a good average and hitting for a high average. And Trey can do that, but he can also hit the ball out of the ballpark, as we saw. He hit a couple of monster shots over our bullpen. So I like his bat. I think he's going to be able to contribute to the club. And, I don't think he can just contribute in a short period. I think he's going to be a good hitter for a while.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
All right. Thanks.